Let me start off by saying I'm pretty poor. About as poor as the dirt you see here on the ground. Now I'll emphasize that I'm not poor because I don't make a lot of money, I don't work hard, I spend my money on drugs and whatnot. I do work hard. Most of my money goes towards other people though. Helping kids, my daughter, my family. I don't spend a lot of money frivolously on my hobbies or whatnot. I do what I can when I can to make myself happy. This right here you're looking at is a pile of tools. Most of you would assume and be correct that these aren't very high quality tools. Some cheap all trade wrenches, tons of sockets from over the years of different broken sets. Really the most expensive thing in this pile is the PB blaster. Out of all these tools you see here, jacks, crowbars, there's even a barrel of a 1938 Mosin Nagant. That's my jack handle. They actually do get the job done if you put the work to it. This little crappy pile of tools you see sitting there are what I use. And this is my current project. A 1964 Corvair 9.5 van. Ex-work van. The plans are simple, cheap. The van was free. So far in rims I have spent $75 at a local junkyard for a pair of Pontiac Rally rims. I do have the rings and all center caps for them, they are just not currently on. New tires. Like I said before, the van was free. Tools, cleaners, PB blaster, and a lot of seafoam and other things to, at the first point, attempt to get this engine unseized. So far the total is less than $200 for this project. This engine is now being abandoned. It's seized from sitting, not from damage, but I have decided that the work put into it and the work it would need, the money it would need, is not worth the effort and the long-going final outcome. It is a 80 or 110 motor. I'm not positive yet. I really don't care to research. It's going to be sold. I already have sourced and found two 140 motors. I have a customer that has two Corvair Monzas in his backyard that have been there for 15 plus years. Both have a 140 engine in it. Both were running when parked. He's going to give me both for $300. Vehicles, engines, and all. I'd say it's worth my money and time. Pull both those engines, make all my money plus more back on the bodies and parts, and we've got a good deal. These tools, as I mentioned before, all I have to work with. Of course, a few more in the garage back behind us. There's a cheap little jigsaw. All those I've used to pull the engine, transmission, clean everything up, pull the springs, pull the shocks, which the tops did not want to unbolt off. They were all rusted out. They all eventually got cut off and or banged off by hand saw or that cheap jigsaw you saw. Mind you, I'm not some dumb redneck. No offense to dumb rednecks. All of my work is safe. I have a levy army full of jacks, all of which have been used to hold it up safely as I'm working under it. But this is the result so far. Springs, shocks, and bump stops removed. The goal was to see how low we could get it in a non-modified form. This is, of course, I guess some of you would be considering it a rat rod. That's how I explain it to most, but in my terms, it's a low budget, beautiful, patinaed machine. I love the patina on this. The only thing I would change is some of this yellow paint, spray can paint that was used to paint over phone numbers from previous businesses and whatnot. I am attempting to find a way to remove just that yellow paint and not the paint underneath it, i.e. the phone number underneath that and whatnot. The side stripe on both sides says Brigham Office Machines. That was a business located out of Homestead, Florida. I've attempted to contact them and have failed so far, but I think they were a company in the 60s that helped maintain NASA's calculating computers. That's what I can find so far. Also, you notice on the top, both sides says Carpet Time. It was also used as a Carpet Time van. Carpet Time is a well-known carpet installation company that's been around for quite a while. Phone numbers on the sides, some stuff written on the inside, interesting things everywhere. It was obviously a well-used, well-loved work van. The interior is in pretty good shape. Things you see removed are things I've been removing to repair and or lubricate. hinges, door handles, and whatnot. Interior is all there. Everything is in decent but rusty shape. It was mouse, snake, and insect infested when I acquired it, but I am a pest control technician and quickly resolved that issue. Not that those things bugged me in the first place, but I wanted the vehicle to be somewhat clean when working on it. Passenger door, side doors, latches, hinges are fine. Tons of extras in here that I will be utilizing. Obviously you can see the engine has been pulled. Back doors and driver's side door latches, unfortunately, are not fine. They are still being worked on. As you can see, the bottom latch catch is fine. The top latch catch is gone. Mostly because most of the top rail is gone from rainwater and pine needle buildup. And unfortunately the latch catches itself on the top and bottom of the door are very stuck, and it's going to take some work and possibly rebuilding and replacing to get them going. Driver's side half latches. The button will not push in no matter what I've sprayed it with. I have a feeling it's stuck in the lock position possibly. That's still a project. Visors came standard on the 9.5s as far as I know. Plenty of rust in the drip rail. That's going to need to be repaired. It'll be one of the only body repairs done. You can see in here plenty of the drip rail is gone, and actually because of what is gone, where I just showed you where this top latch catch is, the roof is actually loose in the back and can be moved slightly. But with the contacts I have and the knowledge and work I can put into it, that'll be resolved. Engine is removed. As I said, a 140 will be in there. The 140 that is going in there will most likely be up mounted. By up mounted I mean the motor mounts are going to be moved up. Things are going to be cut and repositioned so that the motor rides higher than normal. One of the big problems when lowering one of these to the ground is the motor's bottom oil pan and valve covers being very close to the ground and touching in some situations. The goal of this vehicle is to be able to set it on the ground. At shows, when parked, whatnot. You may, if you do some research on the internet, find some other Corvair 9.5s that are bagged and whatnot. There's a photographer that has one. His is very nice. He's got it bagged and I think body dropped. I'm not positive. There's some others you'll see. I don't want to completely body drop this, as it's a lot of work and I'm not completely sure how the others that claim to have done it did do it. None of them have given their walkthroughs or explained how they did it, and from my eyes it would be more work than anything is worth to do it. The rear section can be dropped by itself, as the rear suspension mounts could be moved up. That's a possibility to get the rear closer to the ground. As far as the front goes, 1957 Chevy 2-inch drop spindles will fit on the front of a Corvair 9.5. The bottom needs to be reamed out for the ball joints to a number 7 tapered ream, and they will fit right on. So that'll drop the front end another 2 inches, which will be close to the ground. I'm sure with some other grinding and modifications I can get the front to sit on the ground. The rear, on the other hand, like I said, springs are gone, bump stops are gone right now. That's as low as it's going to go without modification. The rear will have to be modified to sit on the ground without the engine dragging, which, of course, nobody wants their engine dragging on the ground and scraping through their oil pan. Like I said, so far this project has less than $200 into it. That's the goal, not to blow a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money, I don't have a lot of time. As you can see, it's getting late. We're lit by the light post in my yard. This is the only times I get to work on this, is late weekend nights or late weekday nights after I get off a 14-hour workday and the baby's gone to sleep and the wife is happy and that the house is clean, and I can come out here and get some things done on it. This project has only been ongoing for, at this point, a month and a half, 2 months. And most of that time was getting the vehicle here. It was quite a ways away behind a barn in the woods where it had sat for the last 30 years. Thanks to my buddy Mark that works at Dan the Bugman for helping me get it this way and getting into the yard. That's the project so far. I'll do some updates. I'm going to take some pictures before the sun goes down. If you notice, some people are wondering maybe what is this can sitting on top. That is a antique elk copper fire extinguisher. If I remember rightly, I think it is rated for around 600 psi, which is high for a fire extinguisher, which are usually lower psi, I know. That and possibly another bottle will have a cage of some sort built and maybe mounted up there for the reserve air for the airbag system once it is complete. Only reason being there's not much room inside for reserve air. The compressor for the air is already going to have to go where the battery used to be. The battery is going to have to be mounted underneath where the gas tank used to be, and a custom fuel cell made by me most likely will be fitted to a smaller size for the battery to fit near it. Not a lot of room. I also want to put a second bench in here for more occupants to be able to ride in it, which is going to take up more room. Alright, this video is getting pretty long, so I'll cut it off for now. Take some pictures before the light goes down. There will be updates. Please follow, comment if you like, let me know what you think, and that's that.